I got a couple cards done today. I was able to color a couple cards. Hope everyone's doing well. Did I draw a card today? No, I don't think so. Let's see where we're at with the whole shuffling. We've got Bon Voyage. Bon Voyage. Someone's going on a sea voyage. And then we have a locomotive. Someone's on the right track. It's not drawn in yet, but it is a locomotive. Has to do with a shack. Maybe they're taking a train, or maybe someone was part of a train, or maybe someone was on the track towards poverty. Grace is being requested at the moment, it appears. What is this one? Braids? I have a feeling braids is going to probably be one of the last cards that I get done drawn, because it's just, that's a little bit more difficult for me to manage. Braids, so something is being woven together or braided together. We've got the abyss. We've got the number 5. The abyss is changing. So someone was trying to send somebody into this reality of an abyss and poverty, but that's changing just like magic. It's changing so quickly, because we have the locomotive there, that it's going to appear like it was done in magic, but it wasn't done through magic. Because the person that it's changing for doesn't believe in cutting corners that way and cheating the system just because they can. And that's why they've been on the right track for so long. And they've been giving grace for so long, regardless of what the windy road was ahead of them, that whatever these changes are, taking them out of this abyss is great news. Just so you know, I'm not able to see the comments. I will see if I can get to look at the comments once I bring the screen down. But I can't see them now. I know that there was a time when I did it before, and literally it was very distracting. So I don't do it now. These are cards that I made. They're in all different stages. Some of them are drawn. Some just have a word. Some of them are just quick sketch. Some of them are researched. Some of them are not. I got a new little love sign up there. I'm so excited. I was looking at it, and I was waiting for it to go on sale, because I wasn't going to spend the amount of money that they wanted for that. And so I waited and waited and waited, and here it is. Here it is. All right, so here we are. Bottom of the deck, we have the American Condor. Native American, master of the spirit, connection to the ancestors, healing the sick, balance, harmony, solar and lunar eclipse is the time view, altitude view. And this was done on February 26th. That's the overall energy. Is the connection to ancestors. Holy smokes, and now we've got the ghosts and ghouls. So not only are we looking at the ancestors, but we're also looking at the spiritual ancestors. Woo! Probably ghosts and ghouls, the friends of the ancestors, the ghosts and the ghouls. Maybe it's somebody's own personal ghost that they kind of carry around from them. Like, what was that? The girlfriends, ex-girlfriends of Christmas Past or something like that, where all the girlfriends of the guy that he dated all the girls, and they all came back to kind of haunt him because he was trying to figure something out. I don't know. We've got a siren here trying to be lured. When it comes to ghosts and ghouls, and I was talking about this before, your ancestors are your family members, right? Your ancestors are your lineage, your bloodline, and everything like that. Your ghosts and your ghouls are people that are just kind of random. I don't know everything that there is to know about it. I only know what I picked up here and there. But the ghosts and the ghouls, some of them just really just need your help. And if you can see them, then they're asking you for help pretty much in some kind of regard. Or they're trying to give you a message. Or maybe, you know, depending on the circumstances or situation, they could probably even be coming to bother somebody. Maybe they feel like someone has done something wrong. I don't know. I don't communicate with ghosts or ghouls. I don't communicate with ancestors. I mean, at least that I know of. I mean, sorry, I keep saying I mean. There was one time, though, that I was living in an area that was known as it was in a canyon. And I was literally praying for the people who have passed. And I was letting the people know that, you know, if you are here and if you are wanting to have a relationship with spirit, that I was lying in my bed when this happened, and I was just praying for them. I'm saying, you know, just go to the light, go to source, go to the Most High, the Creator, talk to him. We say him because that's just, you know, masculine. Even like with, I think with babies, do we call them hers or she's when we don't know? Anyway, sorry. And so I was speaking and praying and asking for the spirits to go to the light, go and make amends. The Creator, the Most High, knows your heart. And literally, I had the sensation that I was being pulled down into the mattress of my bed. And so then I just stopped talking. I mean, obviously my message and my point was being made clear. Obviously, there was something that was not happy with what I was saying. It could have been just an illusion. You know, as I said, I'm not real educated or, I don't know. All I know is I just stopped talking, and then the sensation of me being pulled into the mattress, because it just sounds so out there, the sensation of that left or disappeared. So it was no longer there. A lot of weird things happened in that place. I have to say, the cat that we had that we had adopted from the shelter. That cat did not want to come out. Usually it's supposed to take just a couple days for a cat to kind of get acclimated to the environment, but she was just not comfortable there. So that's unfortunate. She was a Bengal cat and she was super sweet, and I had to put her into to the vet's office for boarding because of a situation that happened in the house. And every time I went to go pay for the cat's storage, they kept telling me, oh no, it's fine, it's fine. And I thought it was just because, of the situation of me being in a shelter that they were telling me that it's fine, I didn't have to pay for it. But then at the end, when it was time to come pick her up, they said I had owed all this money. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? I can't afford to pay what you're telling me to pay. That's why I was coming to give you guys money whenever I had it. And then you guys are telling me now that I can't. That's just bogus. So I had to leave her behind. I mean, but she had been there for almost 9 months to a year perhaps. And she had bonded with some of the girls in the office anyway. She became an office cat for all I know. And that was back in 2008. So she's probably not even with us anymore. But I'm so sad that I couldn't have her. If ever I can get a Bengal kitty again, I would so love it. Or even one of those bigger cats. Anywho, back to the cards. We've got the siren here. The siren with the ghosts and the ghouls. She's probably trying to lure somebody in. She could even be trying to use her voice, a song. She could be part of the ghosts and the ghouls. The things that go bump in the night. Speaking, saying things, whispering, things of that nature. You have liberty to tell the ghosts and ghouls or whatever that they need to leave. Especially if you are of faith and you have your relationship with the Most High, you just say, I command you to leave. You can look it up in the Bible. I think it's in the Bible that might tell you the instructions. You could even probably do a Google search on how to command for these spirits to leave you alone. But if you're able and if you're comfortable, I would just ask them what it is that they need or what they want, and then maybe you can just resolve the situation in a healthy conversation, and you don't have to be a bully. You can just say, hey, what can I help you with? And they can just tell you straight away, whatever it is. I mean, if they're there bugging you, then you obviously have some kind of connection to it, right? We've got a final test here, and maybe these ghosts and ghouls and the sirens and everything else that are going on has to do with some kind of test that was done. Maybe how you handled a situation with someone who you may had thought was didn't really matter too much, or maybe you had thought that, or maybe you were the person that someone else had thought was just naive, or they could take advantage or something of that nature. And it's like, when you are faced with those kind of situations, people who are maybe even less fortunate, people who may not be as smart or appear to be as smart, or as I said, naive, taking candy from a baby, those kinds of situations, or even if you're making the wrong choice, it's like it would be easy maybe to, I don't know, take a candy bar, and it would be easy to do so, but then do you do it? Depending on what your choices are and what you do, that's going to determine the next step in life, right? So if you decide to take the candy bar, or you decide to take advantage of someone who appears to be naive, or steal from someone or whatnot, then of course your life is going to be a little topsy-turvy there. If you decide to take the honest route, maybe you're desperate and you need to, I don't know, anything that's going to test your integrity. If you decide to go ahead and take the higher road, if you decide that you're going to be honest and you're not going to cut corners and you're not going to finagle the system, or you're not going to take something from someone who you could probably easily take something from, and you go the straight and narrow, then your life is going to be a little bit more straight and narrow. You'll get to your destination a little bit faster than if you have to do a topsy-turvy. Now, if you just make a mistake, yeah, you're still going to have a detour of some sort, but in the end, we all end up where we're supposed to be. That's just my opinion. So perhaps someone failed the test, and that's why they're having to deal with these ghosts and ghouls and this siren that's trying to lure someone away from some kind of situation. We've got a fan here. Maybe someone was circulating some kind of information or falsities, or circulating something that wasn't true. Someone could become somebody's fan now. Someone could be, I don't know, or maybe it's just plain hot and we need to turn the fan on. I mean, keep in mind it can be that simple. We've got an activity book coming out, connecting the dots, adding some color. We've got the dimensions coming out again. I shuffled these before and I shuffled them again. You saw what I was doing. At least I'm assuming you saw what I was doing. We've got the dimensions having to deal with the dimensions are 1 through 24. The lower dimensions 1 and 2 are the entities and the dark entities, and then we've got the third dimension, which is where the majority of people live here on Earth, and then we've got the fifth dimension. That's more of the spiritual realm of things, where people are more living in their higher consciousness and a healthy functioning ego. They've worked through all their shadow aspects pretty much. They've worked through all their dysfunction. And each level that you go up in numbers, of course, the more and more that you have worked through all your stuff, and then it goes up into the archangels and the direct connection to source. Don't quote me on the 1 through 24 because I don't know exactly what all the levels are. You could always do a search on it. The 12 realms of heaven and reality. 1 realm is of love, 1 realm is of light. The odd numbers are the physical, matter, and space, and then the even numbers are the knowledge and the understandings of that physical matter and space. So you can definitely look it up, but there's 1 through 24 dimensions, so that means it's 12 sets of. We've got a bull here. Someone could be being stubborn. Could be the month of April and May. Could be the sun sign of Taurus. We've got a tornado. Natural disaster. A bull in a china shop. Adding the dots, adding some color to the dimensions of the bull in the china shop. Creating a havoc, creating trouble and problems. And we've got the ghosts and ghouls and the sirens. It seems like someone's having a hard time of it. The American condor is that direct connection to spirit. Interesting. We've got the first pancake. The first pancake rarely comes out perfect. You've got to get the temperature of the skillet right. You've got to get the batter just right. You've got to have the timing down. Is the skillet hot enough? Is it not hot enough? The first pancake's usually is not the greatest one, but then you could always go on to the second and third pancake and make those work after you make those adjustments. So it's like try again. There could be a whole bunch of people someone's trying to feed with those pancakes. We've got the rat. There's tons of rats. Interestingly enough, these cards that are black and white. There's a rat in the mix, scavengers, destruction, a tattletale. Maybe someone's trying to tell on somebody that whoever didn't get it right the first time, because somebody may have witnessed somebody who was being faced with some kind of test and maybe they didn't make the right choice. But I mean, just like the first pancake, you could always try it again. We've got a rescue mission. A burnt toast. Somebody got burnt. Maybe someone was trying to rescue somebody and they got kind of caught in the crossfire. Number 7. Spiritual number. A snake shedding its skin. A snake shedding its skin is still a snake. Spiritual fulfillment and divine cycles. It's a day of rest, the number 7. It could have something to do with July. Perfection, completeness. Working memory. It's also the working memory. This 7 for, the 7 hidden truths. Sorry, I can't see it. Could be 7 people since we have all those rats. Next lifetime, everything you own is in the box to your left. Maybe a relationship didn't work out. Maybe you'll have to try again next lifetime because this lifetime it just didn't work. We've got nutrition, vitamins, and essential oils. That's nutrition. Healthy. Court, the basketball court. Healthy competition. Maybe something's going on in court. Maybe there's some kind of positive kind of court situation going on where it's like a healthy environment. It's not scandalous. Somebody's dividing something. Dividing something in court. Assumptions. So the court is definitely looking into all kinds of assumptions that were made. They're listening to the rat. Why are all these rats divided? Why are all these people who were here divided? There's somebody in the midst that has spoken up on behalf of maybe someone who wasn't even there, because we've got the ghosts and ghouls. So because somebody wasn't even there, and then we've got the siren, one who is there, who's just jabbing away and wanting people to think or believe whatever it is that she is saying. We've got the asterisk. Could have something to do with the Star of Bethlehem in that area. Looking at the details, this fine print. Number 10, perfect number. This is the end of a cycle, beginning of a new one. So we've got maybe even July 10th. Could also be October. A spade, calling a spade a spade. Calling it what it is. Just get your stuff and go. A banana split. Someone wanted to have options. Someone could be leaving a situation. We've got candle and wind up. Trying to wind somebody up. Like, is there such thing as like emotional magic? I don't know if there's such thing as emotional magic. Maybe it's called chaos magic since we've got the tornado there. We have a warrior. The warrior sleeps. Has no idea what kind of battles they're fighting while they're sleeping. But look how great she's resting. She's just smiling her face and she is just has no issues. She's just asleep and she has no idea what kind of battles that she's actually fighting when she's asleep. We've got a plane. Whatever those battles are, they go deep. Something could be happening overseas. Someone could be taking a trip on a plane. You got someone who's very angry and upset about that. They're rabid. They're angry. Like really angry. So angry that they might be sick. They're ultra angry. Wow. Like rabid isn't already angry enough. Now they're ultra. There's resurrection coming. These are the 32,000 year old seeds that were resurrected. And they regrew them. They were found in the Ice Age. Materialistic. Plus. An empty nest. Bumper stickers. Saying who you are without having to say who you are. Because you have it stuck to the outside of your car. Bumper stickers are also something that's very identifiable of whose car is what car. So you can have 5 cars, all the same car, but if one has the bumper sticker, then you know that that one actually belongs to some individual. It's the personality. Someone is super mad about the money being resurrected. Plus having to give up the house, empty the house. Probably they said too much. They displayed too much. They got too comfortable. We've got road rage coming in underneath the rabid. Someone is really mad, folks. We've got peacock. Someone got real cocky. Strutting their stuff. Real sure of themselves about whatever it was that they were doing, swimming upstream. Blooming. Someone's getting their flowers because they work so hard. Maybe somebody's proud of somebody for working super hard. They're getting their flowers and someone wants to throw a wrench in the middle of it. Throwing a wrench into the plan. Once again, I just got super tired. The chakra system. Someone wants to throw a wrench into someone's chakra system. And throw them into the abyss. So if they think that if they darken their chakra system, then they can't do whatever it is that they need to do, and it's going to throw them into abyss, and they're just not going to know what else to do. The center card in the spread is this banana split. Somebody who wants to have the options. We've got the activity book in the corner with the abyss, connecting the dots in the darkness, adding color into the darkness, being able to see the entire picture, even in the darkness of things. We've got road rage and we've got Rescue mission. Maybe someone's irritated because they have to come and try to help somebody now again. Maybe somebody did something they were told that they weren't supposed to do, and now they've done it, and now it's like you made the wrong choice. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know what it is you're allowed to do or not do, but you chose to do the thing that you were asked not to do. But I'm your biggest fan. Well, you know what? You got to control yourself. You can't be rabid and also road raging. That's just not healthy. It's not normal. I did a post on my other channel about that. It's just not normal to be that way. And if you're walking around in rage and you're walking around just so angry, it's not normal. Get it checked out. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a licensed therapist. So, you know yourself best. You've got an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, and oops. What? You didn't have her sign that? Sorry. Forgot. Something is not very intriguing anymore. Not spiritual. Spiritual's upside down. Maybe this person isn't very spiritual, but I'm sure that if they're being haunted by ghosts and ghouls, or if they're being tormented by their past decisions and thoughts about those decisions, I mean, if you're carrying around guilt about your choices that you've made, those will show up as kind of like ghosts and ghouls. Someone was caught. Someone with the initial H, first, middle, or last, or even a word that starts with H, online. Nuts. Gemini. Could also be Gemini season. Cease and desist. We've got an NDA and a cease and desist. You need to stop. We can let this video right here saying cease and desist in all of your activities that have to do with whomever it is that you're doing it to. Stop pestering somebody. Whatever this candle, whatever it's about. I'm sorry, I can't think right now. I'm very tired. We have train upside down. We had the locomotive. Where was the locomotive? Right here. No. Where'd the locomotive go? Oh, maybe that was on the split, right? We have locomotive and now we've got train upside down. Someone's not being trained correctly. Maybe they're not following the protocol of how they were trained. We've got wood upside down. Faith. I think it's interesting. The last time that we did these cards, we had spiritual upside down and we had faith up, right side up. So that only goes to show that your faith will always work better than your faith will always work over the spiritual world. Faith will always stay upright. And just so you see how I have the cards right here, I'm just taking them out and I'm just pulling it out. Above. Faith above spiritualness. Your faith will always win. So there was the word of the chakra system. Let's see what chakra systems are trying to affect. These are not all done yet. I have to work on them as well. Where are you? These are the landscapes. I'm still learning. There's so much stuff to still learn. Okay, these are all the sets of stuff. Heart is on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Isn't there 8? There's actually 12 chakras, but I don't know where it went. Someone's proud about how hard someone's been working and they want to give you flowers. Everything's going to work out. The root chakra and the heart chakra. They tried to make it so somebody would not be grounded and they would not continue to love the way that they love. And they thought that if they can take away their stability and they can take away their ability to love another individual, then they could all send them into the abyss. Whoever they are. They sound like they have some issues to work out. That's all I can say. Everybody has a job to do, right? And sometimes the job to be done is for you to make the right choice in order to move on to the next level of things. Here's this word. This says spy. We've got dragon, vixen, music. So we have a vixen who's going to be a spy. This vixen is probably of the dragon spirit, and it's controlled by music. There you have it. With that being said, folks, I'm going to call it a night. Got to be good to yourself, right? If you're not good to yourself, nobody else is going to be good to you either, is what they would try to say. I'm going to see if I can see any of the chats before I say. I hope one of these cards are a number from 1 to 10. We really don't want to hack. I don't know what that's about. This I liked. Thank you. Hi, you were selected and seem chill. Please pick a number. Yeah, I haven't been reading the comments, so yeah, I wasn't reading the chat. I said that in the very beginning, so I guess you've moved on. With that being said, I hope you make it a great day. Every decision that we make always puts us into the next decision that we're going to have to make in the pathway of our lives. So, enjoy your night. Take care. Whoopsie.